We're back with some goofy ones. In the last video, we talked about just basic conjugation. It's not that these are irregular verbs. They are just going to take a couple extra steps. Won't be too scary. Let's take a look at the first verb. Burura. To sing or to holler. Burura. Now, of course, we're going to get rid of the da as per usual. Here's our verb stem that we have left. Now, just like the previous verb from the last video that we finished on, we have an vowel. It again is going to be eliminated. Get rid of it. Now, this time, the leer and the they were really best friends. And the leer has abandonment issues. You took his best buddy away. He's freaking out. In a fit of panic, he replicates himself because he cannot be alone. So now we have two leers on our hands, which in the rules of Hangul is not allowed. The only time you can have back-to-back consonants is if it's in the double bachyan form at the very, very bottom. Even then, you're not going to have double of the same consonant. Not going to happen. So how do we clean up this mess? Well, we'll take the first leer, we'll stick it on the bottom of this block. So then we have bur. Then we're going to take the new leer and look who finally showed up. Because the leer has no chill. It didn't have time to wait for the adhesive vowel to show up. It just, there's two of me now. Well, it's here now. We're going to take this leer. We're going to attach it to the ah vowel. So everybody has a home. Add the o. What is our final conjugation going to sound like? Burayo. Burayo. All right. Let's get into the next verb. Krotta. To be so, to be that way. Krotta. We get rid of the da, of course. Now we have kro. Here's the thing. We are going to take the hio and we're going to take the o vowel. They're not going to go away. They're just going to poof, turn into a Fonzie vowel, an in-pointing Fonzie vowel. The e. So far, we've had adhesive vowels that were either the a or the o. The a, that's another option. So, because the leer didn't actually lose anybody, it just turned into something else, it didn't have time to panic. So it's just going to turn around and be like, oh, you're a Fonzie vowel now. Okay. No harm, no foul. We add the o, and what is our final conjugation going to sound like? Creo. Creo. Perhaps it sounds familiar to you. You've probably already seen shows and like K-dramas, reality shows, V-Lives, whatever. You've probably heard creo over and over and over again. You've probably heard it in the form of a question. Creo? Really? Is that so? Creo? And then you will also have the confirming creo. It is so. It is that way. Creo can also sometimes translate as, sure. You want to go to the store with me? Creo. Okay. Next we have yorihara. Yorihara means to cook. Remember when we talked about hanja? This was a few videos ago. The way you can spot a hanja verb, ironically, is we've got hara at the end. It's ironic because hara itself is a native Korean word, means to do. Hara, to do. It doesn't get more basic than that when it comes to verbs. The yuri part, that is the sino part. That is the hanja. So whenever we take a hanja stem, we slap a hara at the end, that verbifies it in the eyes of the Korean language. So that is how you spot a hanja verb. What are we going to do with this hanja verb? Well, we split it in half, we take the hara, and we poof, turn it into a hey. Hara into a hey. Very simple. Add the yo, and our final conjugation, yoriheo. Now, you're welcome, by the way, because a lot of textbooks, they're going to take this whole thing and break it up into 9 different steps. No, we've got one life to live. Just take the hara, turn it into a hey. That's all you have to do. Next, we have mepta, to be spicy. Mepta. We get rid of the da. Now we have met as our verb stem. We've got the be up at the end. Something interesting happens to that be up. It's going to poof, turn into an oo vowel instead. This is across the board. Pretty much every descriptive verb is going to have this happen to it. Once in a while, you get a be up at the end of an action verb stem. Sometimes it gets to stay. If it's a descriptive verb, no. It becomes an oo. Then, of course, we're going to add the o adhesive vowel. Add the o. 매워요. 매워요. Okay, next I have a few that I thought I should throw on the chart because, for instance, Buddha, we have already seen it in the previous video. To see, to watch, we know it. But I have some students that will confuse Buddha with 부럽다 or 부럽다. It can be a little tricky. So I thought, okay, I'm going to bring it back. You can see it all side by side. Now, I in particular had a problem between 부럽다 and 부르다. So I thought, if I'm having an issue with it, I know other students are going to also have an issue. So let's just look at them side by side. And 부럽다, of course, is going to follow the same conjugation as 맵다. The biep becomes the u. We add the adhesive vowel o. 부러워요. So 부럽다, to be jealous. Now this last one, I almost didn't want to include at all because it's too easy. Why bother? Why? 보내다, to send. What are we going to do? We're going to ditch the da, and we're done. Add the yo if you want to be polite, but that's pretty much it. You notice we got this Fonzie vowel here. You've seen the Fonzie vowel up here when we conjugate as well. Here's the thing. These examples up here, this Fonzie vowel popped up in the due course of conjugating that verb. Whereas here, it was already in the verb stem to begin with. We had an adhesive vowel baked in. It's already ready for us. Just get rid of the da, and it's ready for a yo or however you want to end your sentence. That is yo conjugation. As simple as I can explain it. Next, I think we should look at some example sentences, don't you? Okay. So we've practiced with present tense conjugation so far. Let's take a look at past tense. 해변에 차를 주차했어요. 해변에, this is literally seaside. 해변, at seaside. 차를. 차 is going to mean car. It could also mean tea. 차 is like a shortened version of 자동차. So in this case, it means car. 주차했어요. 주차하다 is to park. It is a hanja verb. We added the sanshio right on the bottom of he. We add a bonus adhesive vowel and then the yo. Juta hesoyo. I parked the car on the beach. Next. 피자를 더 먹었어요. Pizza. Pizza. We've got an object marker right after it. 더 먹었어요. Okay. I ate all the pizza. So we have 먹다, the verb to eat. You know it, you love it. We've practiced with it a lot. We have to take the verb stem 먹 and make it past tense. We have to add the sanshio. We cannot add it directly on the bottom because the verb stem ends in a consonant. So we have to create a whole nother syllable just to give the sanshio a home. And then we have a bonus adhesive vowel because this one is busy holding up the sanshio. Then we add the o. So, 피자를 다 먹었어요. I ate all the pizza. 어젯밤은 너무 좋았어요. Okay. 어제, yesterday. 어젯밤, yesterday night, so last night. Got the topic marker? 너무. Too, T-O-O. 너무 is interesting because it can translate as really or very. 너무, it used to kind of mean just like in excess, like there's too much of something. In English, we're kind of experiencing this phenomenon as well, where we're going, oh, that's too cute. Oh, that's too funny. You're too hilarious. Obviously, you can't be too much of a good thing. But lately, it's in vogue to be really dramatic about something, and oh, he is too handsome. I can't take my eyes off of him. In Korean, it's slowly becoming the new normal. They're not just being cute, they're not just being overly dramatic or whatever. It's kind of becoming the new meaning of nomu. It still means T-O-O, too much of X, Y, and Z, whatever we're talking about, but it's more and more frequently being translated as really, very. So be on the lookout for that. Other words that mean really, very, a lot, like 정말 or 진짜, they are not interchangeable. They cannot also mean too much of this, too much of that. They can only mean a lot, really, very. 너무 can go either way. 어젯밤은 너무 춥었어요. We have 춥다, to be cold. Now, we would have had a be up right on the bottom right here in the unconjugated form. And we would have had a da, just as all verbs start out. We have to get rid of the da. We've got to take that be up and turn it into an oo vowel. Then we add our first adhesive vowel, the left-facing all cute kitten vowel. Those will combine in the same verb stem. And wouldn't you know it, we've got the sanshio here to tell us it's a past tense. So this is a diphthong. It ends in a vowel, so we get to stick the sanshio right on the bottom. Again, we have to add an extra adhesive vowel because this one is busy holding up the sanshio. Add the o, 추웠어요. So we've made that journey from 춥다 to 추웠어요. 춥다, to be cold. So 어젯밤은 너무 추웠어요. It was too cold last night. That's how the past tense is going to work. Okay, now let's talk about future tense. Now, for this first example sentence, okay, I know, even native Korean speakers are going to say BTS. You know, I expect more from my students. we are going to use their real name. 방탄소년단, Bulletproof Boy Scouts. So, 방탄소년단, 티켓을 받을 거예요. I will get BTS tickets. Good luck. We got a couple of years before they come back, and those tickets, they're gonna be like $1,000. Good luck. But anyway, 방탄소년단 티켓을 받을 거예요. All right, so in English we say, oh, I'm going to get tickets. Oftentimes in Korean, it's going to be, I will receive tickets. So 받아 would be to receive. So we get rid of the da. We have the verb stem, but, and then we're going to add a leer. Remember, part 1 of future tense is adding the leer. We have to create a whole nother syllable to give the leer a home. Now we have 거예요. Remember, thing to be. 곧 있다. Now it's 거예요. Next we have 라면 끓일게요. 라면 끓일게요. I will cook ramen. It'll translate as I will cook ramen. Literally, we're saying I will boil ramen. Whenever you're cooking with like a fluid, soup, stews, whatever, you will often say 끓이다, to boil. Now, something interesting is happening here. 끓일게요. We've got the leer kind of like baked into the conjugation. Sometimes that'll happen. And then 게요. So this is another version of future tense. You won't see it as often as the leer and then the 곧 있다, however that ends up conjugating. Next we have 다이어트 펩시 많이 살 거예요. 다이어트 펩시 많이 살 거예요. I will buy a lot of Diet Pepsi. So, Diet Pepsi, pretty straightforward. It's a phonetic borrowing. 많이 살 거예요. So, 사다 is to buy. We get rid of the da. We're going to add the leer right on the bottom because it ends in a vowel. Lucky us. We stick the leer right on the bottom. 살 거예요. Okay. 살다 is to live. It could be kind of tricky because the verb stem alone for 살다 is sal. We just have to keep in mind this is not to live, this is to buy. 사다, and the leer is coming from going into that future tense. There are certain verbs that you have to be on the lookout for that. It can be a little tricky. So, 잘 거예요, I will sleep, versus 잘, which simply means well. Remember, 잘 먹었습니다, I ate well, or 잘 먹겠습니다, I will eat well. So 잘 on its own means well, but it could also be 자다 conjugated into the future tense. So there are a few verbs like that it sounds crazy now, but you will get used to it. You'll be able to spot them, and of course, through the context of the sentence, you will know which one's which. I promise. All right? That is yo conjugation. You did it. You made it. We'll talk about formal and casual down the road, but for now, yo is going to serve you very well. Keep practicing, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.